flowing from the survival scrolls. I am your gracious host, Mr. Bobby Shades. And this is Bridging Fears. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Pouring In to a Situation. Let's go. So family, let me ask you, do you feel that you are constantly pouring yourself into a situation and you're not getting back that same pour that you give? I recently came across a post, and it was something, I'm gonna paraphrase it, summarize it the best way I can. And it was, I'm tired of pouring in my love and not receiving back the love. When I give that love and I pour that love, I want that love to come back to me. I'm tired of pouring into talking with you and I'm not getting back the same kind of response from you. I'm tired of pouring in the energy of trying to make you happy, but I'm not getting it back. I'm tired of just pouring overall. So it got me to thinking, do you pour? There are some people in this world that say, yes, I do pour, but I'm not expecting anything to come back to me. I give from the heart, so I'm not expecting back. But let me ask you, is that fair? And I'm not talking about those what-ifs, and I'm not talking about that you give something, and then if it didn't come back, then you're like, I don't want to deal with that person, I don't want to deal with that situation, I don't want to, No, I'm talking about a consistency, that you're trying to be nice. Do you pour and do not receive back the pour? Now, when I mean pour, or what I'm trying to say is, it could be across the board with anything in this world. I recently went to two of my directors, and one of them, I just went in there and I said, how you doing? I said, how often does someone come and say, how you doing? And she smiled and she was like, I appreciate that, thank you. I'm okay, And she proceeded to tell me some things that she's gearing up to do, so forth and so on. And she appreciated it because she mentioned it thereafter that she really appreciated that. The other individual was another director. And I passed by and I said, I just wanted to ask you, how you doing? And I said, I don't believe that many people pass by to ask you that. He goes, no, they do. I said, how many staff members, how many of your employees, how many of your subordinates come to check on you? And he goes, well, okay, in that respect, no, nobody. And it was a really nice thing. He said he appreciated that. He appreciated the fact that I took the time out to pass by and said, hey, how you doing? What's going on with you? And that was my way of pouring. I didn't receive anything back because I wasn't expecting anything back. That was what I was saying a few minutes ago. But it was just to say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? To take the time out to see how that person is doing. It could be anything. There's another gentleman, another director, a very big director. And he has his own selected people that he speaks to, but it's evident that he is into his children and he's into his grandchildren. I haven't spoken to him, and I don't think I ever will with him because his energy is kind of different. Now, there's another one who I asked him from time to time, how's your grandchild? And I say child because I forget if it was a boy or girl, so I didn't want to insult again and forget, because I'm always forgetting things. And he was like, oh, no, I'm doing good. I was out on the weekend with my daughter, and, we had some time, and we were playing in a little makeshift pool, and blah, blah, blah. And he appreciated that. How many of you do that without expecting anything and are good with that? And how many of you pour and pour and pour? Let's go into the realm of a relationship. How many of you pour into a relationship and you feel that you're not getting it back? That you're not getting back that same energy, that same This person is just wanting to say hi. I just wanted to say hello. Not out of duty, but really just, how you doing? What's going on with you? And really take that moment to be like, what's going on with you? To go in, how you doing? What are you working on? Even if you want to be vague, or that person is vague, but you took the time out to say, how you doing? And they in turn receive that back to you. They throw that back to you. They're like, hey, how you doing? How are you? What's going on in your life? I read in an article in one of these big circulation papers that the human existence needs somebody else next to them. That's why, with the pandemic, it was evident. How many of you were itching to get out, to be around other people, that you all are out like, oh, we're all out here. Oh my God. But you were losing your mind. You were pulling your hair because you needed that other extra person near to you. How many of you? You wanted to feel the energy of other people around you. They say that the Aquarians, the water bearer, that they need that. It's interestingly enough, I'm just going to go off tangent here for a quick second. I remember one day, because I like astrology, it's kind of interesting to me. And there was a young lady that I met in the health department of my job. And I had to get my annual. And we started to briefly talk about signs, just briefly. And I made reference. I said, she was an Aquarian. And I said, the Aquarians are known to want and need that energy. And she was like, no. I had, growing up, I just stayed at home and I studied and I really didn't engage. And no, I don't. I said, okay, you're probably different. Now, don't get me wrong. For any of you that are into astrology, you have what is called the rising sign. You may be a particular sign, but that sign, the rising sign of how you were astrologically born in your chart, is your directing sign, your true sign. So a person can be, they can be a Taurian, but they act like an Aries. Or you can be a Capricorn and act like a Scorpion, or a Piscean that acts like a Libra, or something like that. Not with everyone. For instance, I checked on myself and I'm a true Cancerian. That's what I am. I'm a true Cancerian. So all of you that are watching can have your opinion upon me, and truth be told, I don't care. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying I don't care. Anyways, and I'm just having a fun moment. And I said, oh, okay, I guess you're just different. And I was walking out and I stopped and I said, no, you are a true Aquarian. She goes, how? I said, you're with the public. You meet people new every day. You deal with new individuals every few minutes, every few hours. Instead of you could have been a bus driver, you could have been a train conductor, you could have worked in a cubicle, except you're out in the public working and dealing with people. And she goes, huh. Okay, maybe there's some truth, Anyway, that was my little tidbit moment. But nonetheless, do you feel that you pour into a situation and you're not receiving it back? That the person is not trying, or a situation is not trying, or your job is not trying? How many of you have jobs that you're like, I bust my ass, I work my ass off, I do this, I do that, and, they can't give us a holiday, they can't let us out early, the pay is not that great, they can't, how many of you feel that? I know of a job in where the occupants of that job during like Thanksgiving and Christmas, they are the ones that plan and prepare the food. Yet the powers that be cannot go into petty cash, take out $300 and say, we're going to do this. And I'm not talking about cookies and cold pizza. I'm talking about we're going to go and really plan something out for you guys. I'm just saying. I'm just very much saying, many people at their jobs feel that they pour into it, but they're not receiving it back. Many relationships are built. They're not built, but they're like that. They became the foundation of what once was, that now it is where it is. And you feel like you're pouring and you're pouring and you're pouring and you're doing and you're this and you're that, and you're not receiving it back. You're not receiving it back. There have been many people in my life that I've cut off because I just felt that they just didn't return it back to me. Honestly. That I just said, about face, walked away. I remember one time there was a gentleman, we were cool. And I had a problem with my car, and I said, oh man, my car got towed. This is years ago. Now you may want to turn around and say, well, that's petty. But then, Petty Peter I'll be called that, Petty Peter, whatever. And I said, damn, I gotta try to figure out this money. He looked at me and says, oh, well, you lost your car. It is what it is. I was done with him because I listened to his worries and woes. I listened to the problems that he had and the financial situations that he was going through and all the other crap that was going on in his life. And I suggested and I did this, and he just cut me off and be like, oh, well, you lost your car. What are you going to do? I was done with him because I poured into this individual, and he couldn't be kind. He couldn't be kind. He couldn't try to pour back, period. So let me ask you, family, do you pour into something and you don't receive it back? And if so, what are you going to do about it? You become like Petty Peter? Or do you sit down and talk with the individual? Or you sit down and you talk with your jobs? Or you sit down and talk with your partner? Or you sit down and talk with your siblings? Or you sit down and talk with your family? Or you sit down and talk with, people that you work with? What do you do? Something to ponder. Something to take away this weekend. Just saying. Anyway, family, let us give thanks and praise that we are 6 feet above ground and not below. And that those in our inner circle are in the same vein. Whatever you do, family, make the most of it. Have a stance, a statement. If silence is your statement, then let it be a statement. And oh, by the way, like, share, and subscribe. Please subscribe. It helps the algorithm of this platform. It helps for people to be able to find me, and it helps that once a generation of subscribers come on board, that my videos will be on the side panel. This platform is created for those uncomfortable conversations and sometimes inspirational moments. I was asked recently, what is your niche? What is the crowd? I'm trying to reach everyone in a positive way, to live a life that you can brush it off. Now, age will determine that anyway. But for those heartfelt, hard moments that you just say, you know what? I can probably look at this guy's channel and probably glean something from it. So again, like, share. Please share this platform to other people. Let them know about Bridging Fears, Mr. Bobby Shades, your gracious host. It would do a world of good for this channel. And please follow me on my Instagram, Bridging_Fears, it's a cloud. And also on my TikTok, Bobby Shades, the number 7. It's just silly stuff, just to kill time. Anyway, family, thank you. Thank you for riding with me, even though we're just stationary. But normally, thank you for riding with me and making the most of your time to just listen to me. I'm just but one person, but hopefully we can grow, and hopefully there will be live channel moments and things of that nature. So once again, this is Bridging Fears. I am your gracious host, Mr. Bobby Shades. And for those of you that are just tuning in, my slogan, my motto, stay lovely, stay sexy. But family, most of all, stay safe. Be safe out there. Take care.